What's up everybody, welcome to Money Management channel. My name is Andrei and today I'm gonna be doing an update on Palantir stock.
I got the cash in the bag, stadium packed. Born a rock star in this life, gonna live it up.
And on today's video, first of all, I will show you where we are on the price chart and how we caught this bottom, from which we already have about 7.33% of potential profit. Then I will show you some news directly related to this company, and at the end of this video I will share my thoughts and my technical analysis, and I will show you what should we expect next. So let's start with the price chart. As I already mentioned, I made my previous video at this point when we have this movement to the downside. And from this point, I've told you that most likely we have to see another leg to the upside, that it is not, by the way, it is not the exact point where we might land. It is just a general assumption how this asset might go in upcoming weeks. And from this point, we already caught about, as I already mentioned, 7.27%. And previously, I made my previous video at this very moment, when we have this first leg to the downside. And at this point, my main assumption was, and I drew it by this white line, that we have to have some reaction to the upside, and then we have to land at least at golden pocket range. And guys, let me prove my words. This is the previous video, and here is the point where was the price action. As you can see, it was at $17.41. Here is the exact point where we landed. And the video before my previous video, let me show you this. We were at this point, and it was the first point of control for Palantir right after its movement to the upside. And as you can see, it was $19.2 mark. And here is $19.2 mark. As you can see, it was exactly right here. This means this asset is very technical, and if you know how to properly use technical analysis, you can basically predict the majority of movements of pretty much any asset on the market. That is why just subscribe to my channel if you don't want to miss my next video, and hit the like button for YouTube algorithm. So let's start with the news. What was the news for Palantir for the last week? Let me show you first of all this article. It was published on Investor Place, and it is titled, "Should you buy Palantir stock before December 31st? Does Palantir have the juice to continue rallying into 2024? And let me quote you just these bullet points. Palantir Technologies stock may be attractive to many growth investors, but it may also be overvalued. Certain high-profile investors have been in selling mode, as the stock remains elevated." And the third bullet point is following: if increased competition in securing and renegotiating government contracts materialize, this is a stock to be wary of. And guys, I have to say that I partially agree with these statements. First of all, let me show you that if you take a look on the list of institutional investors, and here you can see certain high-profile investors have been in selling mode. But if you take a look right here, you can see that let's take a look on Vanguard, one of the biggest hedge fund on the market. Vanguard recently opened completely new position in Palantir, one of their branches. As you can see, they filed this at the very end of November, and they opened it for more than $2.669 million. Next one, you can see it right here. It is pretty much, they remained at the same level, but here you can see they increased their position by 7.28%, and their total amount became $426.7 million. Next one, Vanguard Institutional Total Stock Market Index Fund institutional shares increased its position by 13.58%, and its total position became more than $20.7 million. Next one, another 13.3% increase, and the total position became $968.964 million. And that is why, guys, I think this asset might be quite interesting in the long-term perspective, but we have to keep an eye on their contracts. And we know that just recently Palantir had some issues with their US Army contracts, but let me show you this. We are on official defense.gov website, And here you can see the contract from December of 2019. And the part of this contract was related to Palantir Technologies. As you can see, it was awarded an $110.814 million. And let me show you that we have new information regarding this contract. As you can see, this contract again was published on defense.gov, and it was published just yesterday. And here you can see under the Army subtitle, Palantir was awarded an other transaction authority modification to contract, this is the number of this contract, with a ceiling of $115.046 million to extend the Army Vantage period of performance by 12 months. And they are still working, Palantir and US Army, US Department of Defense. And this means I don't think that we might see any cancellations, any major cancellations of their contracts in foreseeable future. On top of that, if you take a look on Palantir official website, you can find, for example, that just 2 days ago, Palantir renewed digital transformation partnership with Unicredit for another 5 years. And I have to admit that Palantir has a lot of long-term contracts, which leads to very stable cash flow for upcoming years. And that is why, from the fundamental standpoint, this asset is quite lucrative. But on the other hand, if you take a look on the list of analytic firms, you can see that the analyst consensus price target is at $13.25, which implies about 27.28% of downside potential. And we don't have any recent updates. The most recent one was made at the very end of November, on November 21st. And the Royal Bank of Canada set the price target at $5 mark. But the previous forecast from Wedbush that was made on September 18, you can see that they set the price target at $25. So we have mixed filings, mixed information from this point. But let me show you some negative catalysts. If you take a look on the insider trading list, you can see that there is a lot of red rows. And the red rows means that these people, these insiders, sold some of their shares. And definitely it is not the best sign from the fundamental standpoint when insiders are consistently selling their stocks. And that is why we still have a lot of bearish pressure. And let's continue with the technical analysis. But before we dive deep right here, please subscribe to my channel, hit notification bell and hit the like button. This helps me a lot. So guys, I still stand on my position that on a bigger picture we have to see this movement to the upside, that potential. Let's put it this way. If I pull the Fib retracement tool from its swing high to swing low, we might land right here. As you can see, we might land from 0.382 all the way up to this golden pocket range. And it is a confluence with a round number of $20. And it is the confluence with this previous swing high. And if it happens right after that, we have to see a reaction to the downside. And guys, it is not 100% guaranteed that we might hit it. It is the most probable level of trend reversal, but the likelihood that the price will hit it is not so high, I have to admit. That is why be cautious with your position, but in general, if you are a long-term holder, wait for a longer consolidation phase and lower price action, because if my assumption is correct and we completed 5-wave structure from this bottom, from the end of 2022, we completed 5 waves, and that is why we have to see the retracement for the entire 5 waves from the $5.8 mark all the way up to $21.97. That is why I still stand on my position that we have to have at least this type of consolidation phase in a shape of simple zigzag. And that is why, guys, wait for next video where I describe my thoughts in regards to the potential levels of trend reversal. So I think that's all information that I want to provide you. If you like my video, please hit the like button and subscribe to my channel with notification bell. And see you guys and girls next time. Bye!
I got the cash in the bag, stadium packed. Born a rock star in this life, gon' live it up on the attack. Baby, I'm bad, I just wanna get caught up in this life, I'm crazy, I'm mad. Doing